Hey everyone, Ray Sawville, raysawville.com. In today's video, we are going to be discussing Google Trends and why it's so important to stay on top of all the trends for your business. Now, I know a lot of you are in really niche businesses, and the reason why this tool is great is because no matter how small your business, you're going to be able to leverage this tool to find the high commercial intent keywords that are going to just lead to the most amount of traffic for your site and that are the most relevant to your website. The beautiful thing is, everybody, that a lot of businesses do not spend the time researching and finding out what those keywords are. So if you're going to spend the time, money, resources to find all of those, to write all this content, make sure that you're spending some time on the front end doing that initial research. So let's dive right into it and let's check it out. The very first thing you're going to want to do is head over to trends.google.com and you will be greeted by a screen like this. The majority of the place we're going to spend, most of our time is going to be in the search bar here, but I want to make you aware of one area first. If you click on this hamburger menu in the upper left and go to Explore, it's going to show you all these different topics and different things that you can pick out, and obviously coronavirus is really prevalent right now, but you can go and break it down by all these different categories. So if you're an auto dealer and you're looking for boats, campers and RVs, you can click on that and break it out this way. This gives you a really good idea to figure out how Google is classifying and categorizing all of their information, especially if you're looking for ways to write your content. So even if you get down to commercial vehicles, it shows you cargo trucks and trailers, stuff like that. Before getting down to the searches, you can also go to trending searches, and it's going to show you all these different ways and keywords that are trending right now. So you can look at, in the United States, here's everything that's trending if you're looking for different content ideas that are real time. The other thing you can do is break it down by country. So if you're located in some other part of the world, you can do that as well. But as I mentioned, this is going to be the main screen you are going to want to be on. So if you go back to home here, you'll be able to search for any sort of term or topic to kind of get an idea of how relevant that search term is and how much volume there is and how it's trending. So the business I'm going to focus on right now is my parents and brother has a live edge slab business. So if you're having a wedding and you're looking for pieces like table pieces for your tables, or if you want to build certain furniture, if you want to do all sorts of stuff, pretty cool stuff, this is the place to go, sawvilleinc.com. But these are different live edge slabs. So pretty niche business, and I understand most of you are in pretty niche businesses, which is fine because Google is going to allow you to look up all of this different information within the platform. So what I'm going to do right away is I'm going to search for live edge slab, and Google's going to show me a ton of information, right? This is a lot of vomit on the screen here at once, but what it's going to do is it's going to show me over the past 12 months how this one search term or keyword is trending over time. And you can see it's pretty consistent. You have some dips and what have you, but it's pretty consistent, nothing jarring, like you're not seeing like anything spike like crazy over time. But one cool thing you can do is if you're looking for a long-term trend, which I like to do a lot, is you can look over the past 5 years and you can get an idea of how this is trending. Is this kind of up and onward, or is it kind of is it on its way to dying? So nothing crazy here, nothing alarming. A lot of people searching for this, which is great. And you can also throw on like other competitive terms or other terms that you think may make sense. So if I throw in just overall woodworking, you're going to see that woodworking outranks this like crazy, right? So this is a much more niche spot on the bottom here for these live edge slabs, but woodworking is a much higher term. So you may have some content where the overall theme is focusing on woodworking by itself. However, you could have unique content that is tailor-made for live edge slabs, which is just so beneficial. And guys, a lot of people don't spend this time on the front end to do this kind of research to find out what sort of content should I be putting out there. This is the time you need to be spending in order to make sure that you're ranking for valuable terms. So I'm gonna get rid of this woodworking piece here. And I threw a lot at you there. So you can break down stuff based on date ranges. You can do custom time ranges. You can do all time back to 2004. Typically, I like to look at the past 12 months just to get a recency snapshot, right? I want to know how things are trending over the past 12 months. The other piece you can do is if you are super niche and you don't do anything online and you're located in one area, you can look for trends on how things are doing worldwide, or you can break it down by state. So if I want to look at how is the state of Illinois doing, here's exactly how the state of Illinois is doing. So over the past 12 months, the state of Illinois has some peaks and valleys, some awful winter storms, obviously in the Midwest during the winter months. So you can see in summer, for whatever reason, it's not crazy, but then it just dies here in November and then picks up again around Christmas for just a little bit and then goes back down to death until a little bit later. But just one thing you're able to do and look over time. The last thing I want to show you is this bar right here. Right now we're looking at just web searches on Google. So if somebody goes to google.com and types live edge slab, this is what we're talking about. So this is just this piece right here. You can change this filter to look at image searches, which is a great way to look for how are people looking for different images on Google. Obviously, you can look at the news, see how it's trending on news, Google Shopping, which are those product listing ads that show up on the Google Shopping tab. And then finally, YouTube search. If you're a YouTube content creator and you're looking for new ways to put out content, you're also going to want to look on the YouTube portion. I'm sure you've heard statistics saying YouTube is the second largest search engine. Obviously, you're going to want to check this out as well because the intent of the viewers is a little bit different on YouTube as opposed to the people looking on Google search. Typically, your audience on Google search is going to be more people looking to typically make an action, I would say, a lot more, and it depends on what they're searching, but we're speaking in generalities here. For the most part, people that are searching on Google are looking for something to do right now, whereas the people on YouTube may be looking for inspiration. They may be looking for ideas. So it's a completely different audience, and I highly recommend you treat those audiences differently because it's just way different. So on YouTube, you can see this trend is a little bit different. Over the past 12 months, not a lot of interest on YouTube. So one of the things I'm going to have to let my brother know is that if he's looking to make a jump in the water here, nobody right now is doing live edge stuff on YouTube, at least according to Google Trends. So this is one really cool way to say, is there a lot of noise in my market? Well, according to Google Trends, it's been pretty quiet since February. Now's the time to hop in there and get in. And obviously in April it's picked up a little bit, but there's definitely a gap. So that's this page for the most part. A lot of information here. You can add on those comparisons, as I mentioned. One area that a lot of people do not use is if you just scroll down below the fold just a little bit, scroll down, you're going to see different related topics. And what Google is doing here is it's taking your search term and then it's saying, well, Ray, this term right here, it's been searched a couple times. Here's different topics that I think you may be interested in. So I can look at burl, which my brother and my family may laugh at me because I have no idea what the heck burl is. But you can go to cherry trees, obviously. You can look at board foots, unit of volume, woodworking, hardwood topic, and you can break these out. So quick life hack here. If you middle click with your mouse wheel, it'll open it up in a new tab up here. And then what it'll do is it'll show this topic right here over time on how it's trending. So let's say for whatever reason, burl was super important to me and my business. I can click on that, see how this is trending over time, and go through that same exercise again. So you guys, you can see how powerful this tool is if you're planning out a content calendar, if you're planning out a blog series, a YouTube series, if you're just trying to figure out, hey, what type of keywords do I need to rank for on my site, or even capture trends, because if you notice a spike somewhere coming out of nowhere, you're going to want to make sure you ride that wave as much as you can. So finally, the last thing that I would like to cover would be the year in search. A lot of people don't use this tab, and there's not a big use here, but you can see what's been trending in the year of 2019. So if you want to do some creative thing, what I've seen a lot of channels do is like, let's look back on 2019. You could do something along those lines in regards to your niche. So not sure what my brother could do for woodworking and for the live edge slabs, but maybe he can, carve out an Antonio Brown woodworking slab or something. Who knows? Something weird. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like you can use this term just to kind of reminisce and look back at what happened in 2019. So that's another cool feature. That's it. Google Trends, everybody, is super valuable, not used a lot by the general population. I know it's becoming more prevalent out there as more and more people are becoming aware of it, but there's so much you can do with this tool. And I would recommend, if you even haven't been in this tool in the past 6 months or so, hop in there again and see what else you can find. Let me know if I missed anything. If you guys have any questions, I'll be responding in the comments below. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.